Morning you guys, it's Karen and I'm here to rave about this. This is the best shampoo I've ever found for Watson, and I've had Watson for about a year and 2 months and I've tried many different shampoos. Let me tell you about how I came to find this, and I'll tell you about the different scents and the price, etc. I am part of a forum that is for labradoodles, and we talk on there on the forum on Facebook about any issues. Somebody will post something and say, has anybody ever had this issue? Can anybody recommend this? And then we meet once a month in Edinburgh and we all talk about any issues we've had, and the dogs all play and it's wonderful. And it's such a great resource for recommendations. So recommendations from people that have had the same problem as you and that have, because there's like 700 or 800 members on there and they have found a solution. So I noticed a lady had put a post on saying that she had a labradoodle with very sensitive skin. In fact, it might have been a poodle, because it's a doodle mix forum. It's not just for labradoodles, it's for cockapoos, cavapoos, poodles, labs, that kind of thing. So if she had a dog with very sensitive skin, could anybody recommend a shampoo? I looked through all the responses and I kind of followed the thread, and I put my own recommendation. It was the Evening Primrose Oil by Pets at Home Groom Room, because that's the one that I found to be the best. And I could see that most of the recommendations I had already tried. So there was baby shampoo, the Pets Groom Room oatmeal one, there was another oatmeal one, there was quite a few that I had already tried. But this was one of the recommendations as well. And I thought, you know what, I love the smell of baby powder, so I'm going to order this and try it, because I'm always looking for a good shampoo. So to give you a background of what's going on with my Watson, my labradoodle, he has got allergies, and he has allergies to yeast, which dogs produce. So I use a special shampoo on him called Malaseb, or sometimes Chlorhexidem, on his paws and on his muzzle and sometimes on his bum. But the rest of him I can use a normal shampoo. However, he does have sensitive skin, and he can get dry skin. I'm pretty much on top of it because I sometimes use a glycerin rinse and things like that, but he can get dry skin if I use the wrong shampoo. That irritates him, you know, it can make his skin a little bit scaly, and that's because we wash him a lot. We wash him a lot because of his allergies, because we have to use this special shampoo. So we need to be careful that whatever we use is very moisturising. So I try, like I said, to use a glycerin rinse at the end, or some kind of conditioner. And then I sometimes even put a leave-in conditioner, a spray leave-in conditioner. The Wild one is the one I love. So it can be quite complex and it can be quite expensive, but that's what I need to do to make sure his coat's kept in good condition and his skin. He also has allergies to dust and storage mites, so he's on immunotherapy, so he has very sensitive skin. So like I said, I ordered a bottle of this and it arrived, I think it arrived the following day or the day after that at the very latest. This big bottle here, this is 1 litre, yeah, this is £8.50, and I got mine from Amazon. You can buy this size, you can buy, the next size up is 4 litres actually, so this is 1 litre for £8.50. But for double the price, for £16, you can buy a 4 litre massive big thing. So I think I'm probably going to buy that next, because this top does come off. So I think I'll buy the 4 litre, because you're saving so much money, because for twice the price of this, you're getting twice again the amount, and I will just refill this. This arrived the following day, or maybe 2 days later maximum. I remember it was very quick. And it just so happened that he needed a wash that day. And you guys will know with dogs that you don't necessarily wash them every time they're dirty, otherwise you'd constantly be washing them. I would wash Watson obviously once a week with his special shampoo if he needed it, or if he'd gone like in pond water, that is just an awful smell and not very good for them, or if he'd rolled in fox poo. And he happened to have rolled in fox poo that day, so it was wash day. So I decided to use this, and I was just amazed, absolutely amazed. And he then rolled in fox poo 2 days later, so I used it again and I was still amazed. Everything about it is different to any other shampoo I've used, and that's when I immediately went down and just jotted down some notes. The first thing is, it feels like a different texture to any other shampoo. It feels very jelly-like. I don't think I'll be able to demonstrate for you. Let me see if I can get it. It looks just like any other shampoo, if you can see it coming out the top there. Oops, let's put that back in again. It looks like any other shampoo, but it feels a little bit more jelly-like, a little bit thinner than most shampoos, and it feels a little bit more, you can feel that there's a moisturiser in it. It feels moisturising when you use it. But the biggest thing I noticed was you only have to use the tiniest amount to get a foam. And immediately afterwards I was telling Kev, and he was like, wow, this sounds like a miracle shampoo. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I wash Watson, I find that whatever shampoo I use, if you use it neat, so you use a bit of shampoo in your hands and you rub it in, it would only cover like that much. It would only cover a little area, and if you want to get it to the other areas, you then have to put more shampoo on. Or what you're actually supposed to do, and what I have been doing lately, is get a jug, put a little bit in the jug, dilute it down, pour that over and foam up. But there was never much foam, and I feel like I always had to wash him twice, because I feel like that way of diluting it, there was never enough suds, you know, and it just didn't feel like it was getting all the dirt out, and it wasn't, because then I would rinse him again and, you know, wash him again and there was dirt coming out. So it foams up so well, and I did use it neat, but of course you don't have to. I didn't actually read the instructions on this to see if it says to dilute. Oh, it actually says on it, it lathers easily, removes dirt and grease from the coat and skin. It can be diluted 20:1. I don't think I will dilute this because, like I said, it just needed such a small amount, and it really foamed up well, and it really got rid of all the dirt, and just I could work it in all over. The second wonderful thing about it is that it rinsed out well, which I was just amazed at, because I thought, well, with this being that kind of jelly feel and really foaming up well, this is probably going to take me forever to rinse out, as most shampoos do. You know, I find that, not so much now because I'm a bit more experienced, but when I started washing Watson, I would rinse him all off and I'd give him a really good rinse, and I'd get him out the bath, and then I'd notice there was a bit of his fur that was, you know, still got foam in it. So I'd put him back in and I'd rinse it, and I'd get him out, and then I'd notice that again. I felt so sorry for him, keep putting him back in the bath. Whereas now I'm like double rinsing everywhere, you know, I'm going over everywhere, I'm really using my hands and checking it all. But this rinsed out really well, which was just perfect. Then I decided recently not to use a conditioner in the bath, because what I was doing was I was rinsing out the shampoo, I was putting a bit of conditioner, mostly just on his back where his coat and skin did get dry, or the glycerin rinse, whatever, and I was leaving that on for a minute and then rinsing it off. But my Watson absolutely hates getting groomed, he hates having a bath, and so I didn't want to extend that sort of bit for him any longer than necessary, because he sits there all wet, just looking all miserable. Just use the wild spray and that will be enough on its own, you know. So I finished with this shampoo, got him out of the bath, and because I hadn't prepared for this particular bath, I didn't have my bag of goodies, if you like, my bag of doggy stuff out and ready to go, because normally I'm prepared and I've got towels and everything. Otherwise Watson gets an idea that we're going to bath him and he runs away from me. So I hadn't prepared, so I thought, well, never mind, I'll spray it on him later, let me just get him dry. Put his little bathrobe on and off he went to have his mad little spurt in the living room of trying to get the water off him. But when he dried, he then fell asleep. I didn't put the conditioner on. When he dried later on, his skin and fur was so soft. My husband mentioned it as well. He was like, wow. He's like, what conditioner have you used? And I said, I haven't used any conditioner at all. I've just used this. And I've just had a look at the ingredients, and I can see why. I'll talk about the ingredients in a moment. But I said, I've just used this, and his fur was so soft. And actually, whenever I take Watson out for a walk, he gets a lot of attention, because, you know, I don't think it's just us. He is a good looking dog. Labradoodles in general are good looking, but he's a good looking Labradoodle, if you see what I mean. And inevitably we get 4 or 5 people stopping us, asking us what type of dog he is. You know, that like you'll be walking along the street and people are like, oh my goodness, look at that dog. But what used to happen when he was a puppy is people would stop and stroke him and they'd be like, oh my goodness, his fur is so soft, because he had his puppy coat. That hasn't happened so much with him being an adult, because he's now got this silver coat coming through, and it's quite tough and it's not very soft at all. You can feel like the bits that are still completely chocolate, like on his ears, are very soft, but along his back is not as soft anymore. The final thing that I absolutely love about this is the scent. It says baby fresh and it smells like baby powder, and it's quite a strong scent. It doesn't last for more than, say, 2 days. That's as much as I've noticed it on him, is 2 days, because by then he's kind of rolled around in the grass, he's had a play with his friends, he's sort of tried to get the scent off of himself probably, but for 2 days it's very strong in my opinion. Although, to be fair, my husband didn't smell it when I did, so I guess it just depends on your sense of smell. Certainly he smelt it immediately. He said he smells lovely. He didn't think it smelled like baby powder. He said it just feels it smells very clean. But when I noticed, it was husband and I took him out for a walk, and as he was walking and my husband had him on the lead, I could still smell it as we were walking along, and I said, it's that strong, I can still smell it, but my husband couldn't. So like I said, it depends on your sense of smell, and whether you even like the baby fresh scent, but it does come in other scents. Now, on the recommendation thread on the Facebook, it did suggest that there was one in banana and something else. In fact, let me have a look and see if they've got their own website, because I'm just looking at Amazon here, and I can't see any banana one. Groom Professional, here we go. So it looks like it's in Northern Ireland, and the products, it doesn't look like you can order directly from this website, but there is a lot of different ones in the range. So they've got bright white, specifically for white dogs. They've got one called Dirty Dogs, one called Wheat Germ Rejuvenate, Super Dry, which I guess is one that helps them to dry quicker, Evening Primrose, Medicated, Tea Tree, Berry Blast, Herbal Hydrate, Argan Oil, 2-in-1 Protein, Baby Fresh, Hypoallergenic, well that one would be interesting, Almond Detangling, Baby White, Coconut Moisturising, Pear Oil, Citrus Shine and Speed Wash Waterless. Oh, okay, so it's a waterless foam. Oh, there's more. There's fruit fragrance. There's lemon refresh, apple smooth, raspberry gloss, cherry sparkle, blueberry highlighting, and banana sheen. The banana one was what the lady that was recommending it was also saying she'd tried and that it was very, very good. I can only see on Amazon the baby fresh, the raspberry gloss, and I think one other fruity type one, and the coconut one. So I can see those on Amazon, and it doesn't look like you can buy it here. I'm sure there'll be a way of finding out where you can buy it in your area. But I would point out though that the woman that was recommending it was saying it was for sensitive skin. Watson has sensitive skin, so it seems to be that, and there was a few other people had said, yes, I've used that and it's worked on my dog that has sensitive skin. So I have had a look at the ingredients to find out what's going on, and there are ingredients in here that it depends on your knowledge and what you want to use on your dog. For me personally, I was looking for a shampoo with no perfume, certainly no alcohol, but I'm not bothered about the sodium lauryl sulfate that's in it. This does have sodium lauryl sulfate in it. That's what gives it a foam. If that's something that you are concerned about, then it is in here. It's number 2 on the ingredient list. It does have perfume in it, but it is about number 8 on the list. So I'm not too bothered about that. Obviously it has a perfume in it. That's what the baby fresh bit is. But I might still have a look at all of their other shampoos. I'm definitely going to try some other ones because they might have no perfume in the hypoallergenic one, and much as I love the Baby Fresh scent, it would be better for my Watson if I used one without a perfume in it. It would be better for his skin. But like I said, it's number 8, so it's quite low on the list. It's not very, very high. The third ingredient in this is cocamidal propylbutane, which is a ingredient that you use in deep cleansing shampoos for humans. So it has got that, it's not harsh, I wouldn't say harsh, but it's strong. It's a strong ingredient. It is a deep cleansing. It is meant to draw out dirt. But I found I only needed to use one lot of this. I didn't need to give him a second wash. The water was completely clear. Once I'd rinsed it all out, if you kind of move the coat around, you could see that he didn't need a second wash. So again, I'm absolutely fine with that. But you could try the hypoallergenic version, and hopefully it would have that same sort of foaming ability. I will try it, and I will mention it in a doggy haul. I've got a doggy haul about to go up, or maybe already up, and I will mention it in my next doggy haul. I'll make sure I talk about the different version of shampoos that I've tried. I don't have much bad to say about this at all. The only thing is, do you remember I said earlier that I thought I could see the reason for it having its moisturising properties, but I can't actually. I needed to get my glasses on and have a look at the ingredients. I thought it had glycerin in it. It doesn't. It's another ingredient. I can't see why this is moisturising actually. But the ingredients would be my only downside, in that they are, like I said, strong ingredients, and it's got perfume in it. That would be the only downside for me, which for some people might be the number 1 downside. But the fact that it's such a good product for me means that I will try the hypoallergenic version and hope that it's got that same foaming and maybe doesn't have perfume or something like that. But if it works, and if it doesn't, you know, make them itch and doesn't irritate their sensitive skin, then I'm okay with that. It isn't doing any damage. But I suppose the only thing is I haven't used it for months. I've only been using this the last 2 weeks. It is definitely a recent discovery, so it's just something to bear in mind. But if you try this and use any of the scents on your dog, or anything from the range, because they also do conditioners, they do argan oil conditioners and whatnot, and then please let me know in the comments how you get on and what you think, because I think that's really useful to people going forward, you know. And I will always see those comments. I'll always come back and go, oh okay, you know, somebody's used it for a few months and had a problem maybe, or somebody's used it for a few months and not had a problem. That would be really interesting. So I will link them below for you. I usually link the UK and the USA so that you can just click on it and buy it. That's everything. Let me quickly run you down what I've got on my face. I don't usually do that on this channel, but hey ho. I've got on the Gosh foundation drops in 004 that I absolutely love, and I'm doing a review of. On my eyes, I've got the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. On my lips, I have got a Gosh lipstick in, I think it's called 001. I'm not 100% 100% sure, but it's one I'll be showing in my Gosh haul. And I've got the lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury in Iconic Nude. On my cheeks, I've just got a highlight actually, and it is the Rose Gold highlight by Becca. So that's everything. Earrings are from Accessorize, top is from H&M, and that's really everything, I think. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.